Welcome back. If you've just joined us, you're watching the news at 10, broadcasting on Channels Television, live from Lagos and Abuja. A reminder of our main stories. President Goodluck Jonathan orders new service chiefs to arrest terror in the northeast. Senate seeks political solution to the defections in the upper house. Suspected fraudster Fred Ajudua rearraigned for allegedly defrauding 2 European businessmen of $1.69 million, which is about 287 million naira. And the United Nations attacks the Vatican, urges the Church to remove all priests behind suspected child abuse. All our top stories can be found on our website, channelstv.com, and on youtube.com/channelsweb. To get us on the move, visit m.channelstv.com to view us live on your mobile device. You can also download the Channels TV app for Android, iOS, and Windows phones from their respective stores. And please interact with the Channels Eyewitness feature on our Android and Windows 8 platforms. If you have pictures or videos to share with us, tap on the application on your device, swipe to reveal the Eyewitness menu, and follow the instructions to share your report, pictures, and videos. And now here are some pictures we've received from you. David Okelwe from Enugu captured these pupils of Community Primary School in Omumba, Iziagu local government area, Enugu State. It might look presentable, but there is no infrastructure. Also, this picture is from Lucky Ireye in Delta State. Is this southwest Warri community almost swallowed by the sea? The national chairman of the People's Democratic Party, Alhaji Adamu Muazu, is calling on the founding fathers of the party to join hands with his leadership in order to ensure total reconciliation of its members. He says only those who understand the vision behind the founding of the PDP could spearhead healing the wounds within the party. Alhaji Muazu made the suggestion at a meeting with Governor Emmanuel Uduaghan of Delta State and leaders of the party from the state at the PDP headquarters in Abuja. Our correspondent, Lanre Lasisi, reports.
The hall was filled to capacity. Party leaders, federal and state lawmakers, and party faithful from Delta State, led by the state governor. They're on a solidarity visit to the party's national chairman and members of the National Working Committee. The recent challenges facing the party was a major issue for discussion. The Delta State governor said the state is ready to lend its support to the national chairman in his efforts to rebuild the party.
We want to assure you, Mr. Chairman, that Delta State is ready to give you the total support to you and members of your National Working Committee to succeed as a party. We give you that assurance. Beyond that, Mr. Chairman, we also want to assure you that Delta State is firmly, strongly, solidly behind Mr. President. Yes, sir.
On the issue of some members who defected from the party recently, a chieftain of the party said they will soon return.
Because they've been moving from party to party. So there's nothing strange. I know where they've gone to. When the fire is very hot there, they will come back to you to say, "Can we come back?" When they do, admit them.
The national chairman of the party thanked the party members for their support. He, however, promised them that he will address the challenges confronting the party.
You know, our party has lost some ground. You know, the business cannot be as usual. We must assess ourselves. We must mark ourselves. We must be true to ourselves. We must be sincere to ourselves nationwide and find out what is wrong. I have no doubt we are going to regain our grounds very soon.
The party says from now on it will ensure that it is truly democratic and rule out the issue of imposition of candidates in the party. Lanre Lasisi, Channels Television News.
Meanwhile, the main opposition party in Nigeria, the All Progressives Congress, has commenced the registration of its members. The party says its target is to register about 25 million members and that the process will last from the 5th to the 10th of February 2014. Our political correspondent, Seun Okinbaloye, reports on the party's registration process across the country.
The All Progressives Congress (APC) faces its first major test ahead of the 2015 elections. Its registration exercise started across the country on Wednesday.
APC!
In Rivers State, perhaps one of the hottest states of the country politically, members willing to register waited enthusiastically despite the heat from the sun.
This meeting, our party is down to earth. Do you understand? Do you agree with me? Yes. We don't want to do mago. We want to be sure that the number of persons who register are real human beings, not people in the mortuary.
From the northwestern state of Niger, the turnout was not so impressive as seen in one of the halls where supporters gather to register. But in the north-central Kwara state, party supporters trooped out en masse as their governor Abdul Fattah Ahmed, one out of 5 aggrieved PDP governors who defected, makes out time to get registered. In the southwest, the situation is a bit similar, as it looks so much of a carnival when Bukumi Amosun of the state-led party faithful to kick off the process.
We must let people know that in Ogun State, yes, we want competition, we want other parties, but it must be APC and other parties.
And in Lagos State, local government chairmen were busy mobilizing youths and women for the process. Their eyes are on the grassroots, and as they say, every politics is essentially local.
This is the first of its kind in the history of political system in Nigeria, where people have to make sure they go to the grassroots, particularly the unit where they are voting and get registered.
Governor Babatunde Fashola returned to his hood in Surulere area of Lagos, where he registered.
You are free to come and join if you believe in what this party stands for, which is to save Nigeria from its current difficult challenges and poor management.
And in the Ikeja area of Lagos, the leader of the APC, Bola Tinubu, was not left out in the process. After the exercise, I asked him about defections from the party, especially the political heavyweights like Abubakar Shekau and Atari Bafarawa, who had left the fold.
If some find their way out of our party and join another party, we cannot complain. The water will find its level somewhere along the line.
The registration of the All Progressives Congress is perhaps the very first major step for the party to be able to galvanize itself into the major political activities in the country. Well, the party may need just more than registration to be able to convince Nigerians that it truly stands for its motto, that is change. From Lagos, Seun Okinbaloye reporting for Channels Television News.
Well, let's join our Abuja studios now, where Gloria Umezioke is waiting to report. Hi, Gloria.
Well, thank you, Bimbo. Welcome to the nation's capital. The Edo State Governor, Comrade Adams Oshomole, has faulted the 2015 general elections timetable recently released by the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, saying it leaves a loophole for election rigging. But speaking to journalists in Asaba, the Delta State capital, after a meeting of the All Progressives Congress, Governor Oshomole also demanded an explanation from INEC on why it decided to conduct the presidential elections before others.
If you are going to try a process, as we have seen, INEC, for what happened in Anambra, points at logistic problems and all other problems. If you know that you still have to do some running to do, you rather try to do some test running with smaller units. You know, because the governorship elections will not be taking place in 36 states. So you have fewer states to look at. And you have House of Assembly elections to deal with. They cannot be as problematic as the presidential election. So INEC has some explanation to do to convince us that their policies have been formed by a strategy that they can speak to, and they need to speak to it, but also by a commitment to deliver on a free and fair election.
The governorship election in Osun State is several months away, and the contenders for the position have already begun to declare their intentions. But one of them is a former chairman, House Committee on Defense, Oluwole Oke, of the People's Democratic Party, who has scaled the first hurdle for the party primaries by submitting his declaration of interest form to the PDP. He spoke of his readiness to take on the mantle of leadership of the state after the election on August the 9th, 2014.
Ever since the pronouncement by the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, that the governorship election in Osun State is slated for August the 9th, 2014, the political mood across the state seems to have taken an upward turn. This explains why the former House Committee Chairman on Defense, Honorable Oluwole Oke, chose to pick up his own intention form to run as the People's Democratic Party's candidate against the serving governor, Rauf Aregbesola, of the APC.
We are confident that PDP is the only one that can lift up this ground zero level to the high level.
August 9th, we will win landslide. The Osun people are waiting, they are ready.
Before the submission of the Declaration of Intent form, Honorable Oluwole Oke took his time to explain to the party leadership why he deserves to be the flag bearer.
The war we have to send Aregbesola out of Osun State, I have it. Last Thursday, I have a documentary. I have records of every actions of his.
In the midst of all this, the PDP state chairman, Alhaji Ganiyu Olaoluwa, assures them there will be non-partisan in the choice of the flag bearer at the primaries.
Very soon, he will send the date of the primary out. I want to tell all the three aspirants, we are giving the three aspirants level ground to operate in the party.
We are Osun people. We have affinity with our people. We know our people. We know our cultures. We know our ways of life, and we cannot allow the current problems. The current punishment that's being inflicted on Osun people by APC.
With the assurance given by the PDP chairman of a level playing field for the three contenders, the next challenge left for him is to cross the hurdle of the party primaries.
Caught up with 9 kidnapped suspects in Anambra State as operatives of the Department of State Services paraded the suspects at the headquarters of the command in Awka, the state capital. The state's Director of Security, Mr. Oke, told journalists that 4 of the suspects were arrested for the kidnap of late Adafo Madueke in Adaziani in Anaucha local government area of the state. The victim was the grandmother of 2 of the suspects.
These young men are being paraded after being fished out by the Department of Security Services in Anambra State. Now, this quartet is alleged to have abducted an old woman in her 80s. Curiously, 2 of them are the octogenarian's grandsons. So, why did they mastermind their grandmother's abduction?
My uncle was the one training us, seeing us in school till I graduated. So, when they started having problems, my uncle and my dad, my younger brother was left stranded. My younger sister, the last of us, was also left stranded.
What was going on in your mind?
Was also left stranded. So there was no hope. And my dad is not capable, neither is my mom. Or even my elder sister, who is just a junior, who just resumed as graduate assistant in a university. So there was no hope from anywhere. I thought about it. If I can take my grandmom, who is so beloved to my uncle, that the money will come out.
And this gang of 5 suspects are also said to have kidnapped the personal assistant to the Anambra State Commissioner for Works. The Director of Security Services in Anambra has promised a thorough investigation of the suspects to uncover more about their activities before charging them to court.
But that's it from the nation's capital. It's back to you, Bimbo.
Gloria, see you again tomorrow. Well, when the news at 10 returns, the federal government plans to reform the nation's export processing zone for industrial revolution. That's coming up on Business News. Please join us again.